Urgency. What is urgency? Urgency is the thing that gets us up in the morning. Urgency is what gets us to hand in that assignment. Urgency is what gets us to study for that test. Urgency is what gets us to make money to pay for rent. Urgency is what makes life go round. Without urgency, human beings would be nowhere. Human beings would still be living in caves, out in the fields, or probably extinct. Without urgency, you are useless. Because without urgency, most, if not all people, cannot get themselves to do the things that they need to do. Let's give you an example. For me, I most often see urgency is in school. In university, all of my peers around me won't do any schoolwork at all. And when I tell you none, I mean none. They use AI, they cheat. They get all these shortcuts to finish assignments and do well on quizzes, but as soon as exam comes, as soon as a student faces an exam where they have to pass, and if they don't pass, they've not only wasted the $1,000 on tuition, but they've also wasted the 3 months they've been in this course already. And this idea alone gets students to wake up early. It gets students to go through PowerPoints, go to lectures, study, do practice problems, cue cards, everything. For some reason, these students have this sudden burst of positive momentum, positive energy. And that energy is urgency because they know if they don't get this done, they're going to fail. They're going to lose. They're going to be a loser. And it's embedded in humans not to lose. You don't want to lose. And if you've become okay with losing, you're soft. Humans aren't supposed to like losing. That's the reason why we've made it so far. That's the reason why our species has surpassed so many others. It's because when humans lose, they always rebound because they hate that feeling. You should never want to keep on losing because deep down, when you lose, you should want to give every effort not to feel that feeling of losing ever again. You need to win. But the thing is, humans are intelligent, which is why if you can get yourself to believe things that give you urgency or convince yourself that you truly need to do this. Let me give you an example. As a 19-year-old student myself, if not all students, they basically only do university at this age. They might do a bit of working on weekends, a little bit of stuff here and there, but they don't really focus on big things. Like I focus heavily on entrepreneurship and learning, language literacy. I'm really into all these things, and without urgency, it would be hard to pursue those things. But the way I look at it is if I were to die tomorrow, would I be okay with the fact of how I died and the state that I lived my life? And the answer is no. Currently, I am not at a point where I am happy with all the accomplishments I've done, with my career, with everything, with my skills. I'm not satisfied. I truly believe that I can excel in all realms of life far more than I have up to this point. And that gives me momentum and positive energy to keep on pursuing these things. But let's give you the other side of the spectrum, where these people are 35, in their late 20s. They are out of shape. They are unhealthy. They sit at home and do nothing but play video games, scroll on social media, and eat junk food. That person clearly does not have any urgency, because every day that person is losing. Every day that person is not building themselves up. Every day that person is not gaining a new skill. Every day that person is not pursuing their career. That person is what you call a loser. And the reason why losers exist is because they lack urgency. If everyone on this planet had urgency for their goals and their career, no one would be homeless. No one would be out of shape. No one would be stupid. It's when people convince themselves that it's okay to lose. It's when people convince themselves that it's okay to relax. When people convince themselves it's okay to not follow your goals with all your energy for that day. But why would you ever convince yourself to do something that gets you nowhere? Why would you convince yourself to do something that puts you with the rest of the losers? It doesn't make any sense. You have to have urgency with everything. With everything. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to have urgency with wanting to learn a new language. You have to have urgency with wanting to make money. With everything. It doesn't matter what it is. If two authors were both, let's say they both want to write a book, one author thinks they're going to die in a week because they have cancer, and the other author is relaxed. The other author is lazy. The other author has no drive, but he just kind of wants to make a book. If you give those two authors 1 week, the one author would have written a award-winning novel in 1 week, and the other author may have just started what the plot of the book might be. Do you see the difference of urgency? But the thing is, you don't have to give urgency these extreme levels of as extreme to a level as that. If you say, hey, I need to do this because I want to make my parents proud. I need to do this because, let's say you have kids, because I need to make my kids proud. Saying things like that will give you urgency. It's just when you give yourself excuses to be lazy and not do things, it doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, you have to have urgency with everything, because if you don't have urgency with everything, you're going to get beat. I'll give you another example. Let's see, there's two people in mediocre shape. That one person has all the drive in the world because, let's say, their wife got in very good shape, and he feels bad about himself because he's thinking to himself, my wife can get in shape. I need to match her energy. I need to be on her level. And the other person, his wife is also out of shape. The person with the in-shape wife is going to get more in shape faster than the other person. The other person might not even get in shape. This is what I want to tie into. It's Urgency can really be put into play by looking around you. A lot of people have tunnel vision with how they live their life. A lot of people, they stay with the same old loser group of friends that do nothing but drink, smoke, play video games, just all the negative things you can do in life. But this other person's friend group, they are all geniuses. They make it a goal to study every single day hard. They make it a goal to be financially stable. They make it a goal to be in shape. And when you're with people of that caliber, you will feel the urgency of why am I so below these people? But if you're with the loser group of people, you'll feel like, hey, I might even be better than my friends. I'm doing really well for myself. It's all perspective. But this guy over here is miles behind the person in the good friend group because of what they set their expectations to, because of the people around them. Hence, again, this person feels more urgency because he sees that he's losing, but this person has less urgency because he feels like he's in the lead. It's just like the saying, you'll get faster if you run with sprinters of Olympic level, because you'll see all the flaws that you have and how much better they are. You have to stick yourself in situations where you feel like you're losing. Because if you truly are a winner, if you truly are someone who can't face the fact of losing, you will improve. You will adapt just like everyone else in society who's been great and amazing. But you could also be that scum of a human, very bottom of the barrel of society, does nothing with his life, failure to his parents, failure to his bloodline, failure to everyone he's ever talked to or known. And the only difference could be urgency, which is why I believe at the age of 19 years old, urgency is the number one factor of how you succeed. You have to convince yourself that you need to do this today. You can't just sit on this idea and say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You can't just look at that gym membership and say, I'm going to go tomorrow. You go today. You go this very second. You pursue that career right now. Because you could die tomorrow. The only thing keeping you alive right now is that little muscle in your chest called the heart that is pumping your blood. That thing could stop. Even while you're watching this video, you don't have any reassurance that you're going to have 80 years to live still. You have to do it now, because if you don't do it now, you could face the fact of being a failure to everyone that's ever known you. And even worse, you could face the fact of being a failure to yourself. And that alone should motivate you to do whatever you need to do with as much passion, with as much commitment and discipline as you possibly can. Please do not fail. You have too much to live for.